Hey there, race fans. It's Race Day Top 5 with me, Frank 5. A wild day in Alabama at Talladega. Big wrecks, side by side, passing for the lead, and a guy captured his 5th win at the Speedway, locking himself into the next round of the playoffs, and he's probably becoming the new Dale Jr. Number 1, Brad Keselowski, coming into this race below the cut line, 10th in the standings, was able to pull off a huge victory, just like the one he earned 3 years ago, but in a must-win situation as the last race of the round of 12. Pulled off a win today in the Alabama 500 at Talladega, automatically locking himself into the next round with Martin Truex Jr. Brad had a really good car most of the day. Towards the end of the race, he had a little bit of a problem with the radio. He couldn't hear his spotter, Joey Meyer, and it's crucial that you have your spotter communicate with the driver during the race at Talladega, especially when they're going 2 and 3 wide. So they were able to fix the radio, and Brad was able to dodge some wrecks and work his way to the front and win the Alabama 500 over Ryan Newman, Trevor Bayne, Joey Logano, Keselowski's teammate who led the most laps, and Eric Almirola. Number 2, Chase Elliott. Very fast car starting on the front row, led 26 laps, dodged a couple wrecks. Towards the end, as we were trying to go for the lead, the 19 of Suarez came down and put us on the wall, and we ended up 16th place today, but we are 20-plus points above the cut line and 6th in the standings going to Kansas, so I'm not too disappointed. We ran well. That's what, and earned more points than everybody else and finished under the playoff guys, which I will get to in a minute. That's what's most important. We're 20-plus points above the cut line going to Kansas, and I'm feeling good about that track. It's time for a little redemption for the car that we had in the spring, which I think could have contended for the win if not for that pit road incident with the 95 car. So we're able to get out Talladega with the top 20 finish, which is okay, and we're going to Kansas next week, and I think we got shot to move on to the round of 8. Number 3, Dale Earnhardt Jr. in his final race at Talladega and had the whole stands packed just because of this occasion. Started on the pole the first time he ever won a pole at Talladega, and his 15th career pole. Jr. was able to lead a couple of laps, got shuffled to the back, worked his way to the front, back to the back, worked his way to the front, and at the end he ended up finishing in 7th place, and I was cheering for him when the 24 fell out. So, 7th place, I think that's a good way to end his career at Talladega, but at the same time, I knew Junior Nation, and myself included, and probably other fans of NASCAR that are fans of Junior, would have wanted to see him win. But at the same time, come out here with the top 10 for a team that's struggled a lot this season, that really helped them today. Number 4, wrecks. Boy, oh boy, did we have a lot of them towards the end. With about at least 25-20 laps to go, Martin Truex Jr., who was already locked in the next round, got into the back bumper of David Reagan, who was one of the underdog favorites at Talladega, and turned Kurt Busch around and caused a huge pileup that took out playoff guys Jimmie Johnson, Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Matt Kenseth, and Kevin Harvick. All this really shook up the point standings a bit. Because of that wreck, we now have at least 4 guys above the cut line, 20-plus points above, 2 guys that are at least 10 points above the cut line, and everybody else is either 10 points behind or 30-plus points behind. Now, Jamie McMurray, another one of our playoff contenders, got wrecked early in the race when everybody was making the first green flag stops of the day. He got ran to the back by Eric Jones, and he got drilled by the 33 of Jeffrey Earnhardt, and right now going into Kansas, Jamie McMurray is below the cut line by 33 points. Stenhouse Jr. by at least 25-27. As I predicted, I don't think those guys will move on to the next round. Looks like those predictions are coming true. But Kyle Busch is below the cut line, and he must point or win next week. Imagine Kyle Busch not making it to the next round of the playoffs. Wouldn't that be just shocking for a guy that has 4 wins this season and may not make it to the next round of the playoffs? That's unbelievable. I mean, nobody would have expected this. And let's be honest, I know Kyle Busch has a couple wins there, but looking at past history, Kansas has not been kind to him, so he's got to be careful next week. Him and Kenseth and Jimmie Johnson. So it will be interesting to see what happens down the road going into Kansas. And number 5, the predictions going into Kansas next week. So 2 guys are locked in, Truex and Keselowski on their wins. Guys above the cut line, 20-plus points. Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, and Chase Elliott. A couple points above the cut line, Ryan Blaney, who was also involved in a couple wrecks towards the end of the race, but still pulled off a top 20, and Jimmie Johnson. They are the guys above the cut line. So for the guys below, they need to win or point their way in, which means Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth, or else your playoff hopes are done in Kansas. And I honestly am going to be excited to see this elimination race being Kansas instead of Talladega. I think it puts a little bit more excitement. So coming up is Kansas. Who's going to be going to the round of 8? Who's out? We'll find out. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Congrats to the 2-car Brad Keselowski driving number 2 to Victory Circle for Edsel Ford and Ford Motor Company. And Junior, thank you for a great career at Talladega. And one more race to go in the round of 12. I'll see y'all next week.